Hey guys, welcome into the show. My name is Tyler Kluver. I'm a former Division 1 athlete. I now run a fitness coaching business as well as a sports media brand that creates podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates other exclusive content. This show is a place for me to document my thoughts on fitness, health, nutrition, maybe some business or mindset stuff, as well as update anyone listening on my own competitive fitness endeavors and life events. I want everybody that comes and listens to this show to take something away that can make their life better, whether it's a diet or fitness tip or a way of thinking about things that motivates you to be better in your own life. Hopefully, we can get that done. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. We're back. Other Snap podcast. Still echoey in here. That's fine. It's fine. Prime Day is today, yesterday, and today. Hope you took advantage, or you're taking advantage if you are able to catch this episode of the podcast on Wednesday, July 17th. My wife and I have already dropped something like $500 or $600 now. Probably, first of all, what a great concept. Incredible business marketing. Like, oh, it's going to be the super sale day where in the middle of the summer we just get everybody to buy 30 things on Amazon. Great stuff, Jeff Bezos. Congrats, you got us. And they especially got us this year because we are, obviously, I've been talking about in the new house now. We moved. It's sort of, even though it still doesn't look like it behind me, to be honest, it could be months or years before any of this shit is hung behind me because I just do not care to do it. But we are pretty much moved in. There isn't a whole lot left to be sorted or placed or taken to its spot. The bedrooms are fully furnished and beds are in there and curtains are hung and the bathroom is put away and the garage is sorted and everything is in storage. The playroom is set up. The basement is set up. The TVs are hung. Everything is hung. I'm hung. Wait, what? Nope. Sketch. I wish I had his comedy. Anyway, we're here. We're sort of settled into the new office. Included on one of those Prime Day orders was some sound echo management. The new office is going to require several new things. One of them being I'm not in such an open space anymore. The room I was in before was probably like a 15 by 20 room, half basement, half entryway from the garage of the old new house. It was big enough where the walls, the sound dissipated. I'm now in like a 8 by 9 room, very large closet, averaged size office, and I'm just in a bunch of walls in a basement. So if I talk loud enough or at the right angle, there is a little bit of that reverb. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can certainly tell on the audio feedback in my headphones. So I'm working on that. I'm going to fix it. We bought sound panels, like you'd see in a recording studio. It's going to look like Dr. Dre up in this bitch. On the wall that I talk directly into the mic, this corner and the two walls kitty corner to each other, there's going to be like 25 to 30 square feet of foam panels that hopefully help dissipate this reverb. So that's upgrade number one. The wall behind me, I plan on eventually painting black. I think that'll look sick. I think a black office wall and a black backdrop for a studio is an awesome idea. Might have to go down the rabbit hole of building out a podcast studio. Don't have a lot of cash to just throw into the podcast studio, considering the ROI is basically none. At this point, it's all basically aesthetic and personal greed of like having a cool office to sit in every day. And I don't so much care about that, but I do think a little black paint on the back wall, some audio panels, and then what else? Some cord management, as well as Got myself a standing desk. That's supposed to be arriving today. So the new standing desk is going to be elite. It's going to clear a ton of space because as of right now, for the last 2 to 3 years, I've been using a desk riser. we'll just throw the we'll throw the um, recommendation of the day for the Snap podcast out there. If you can't afford a standing desk, which at this point the riser and the desk that I bought are nearly the same price, so just go with the desk. But if you can't, if you can't afford that, there's some cheaper desk risers that will just sit on a normal table or desk, and then they will, they have a setting where it's at regular desk level, and then you either hit a button or grab a lever, and it rises up on like a pulley spring system, and it goes up to full standing. And I would say a standing desk is maybe, man, probably. I don't know when I got this. If it was like Christmas of 21, that sounds about right. Christmas of 21. So I've had the standing riser now for 22, 23, and now going on 24. I would say that's one of the biggest, we'll call it fitness or health hacks I've had in the last 5 years. It's top three is just a standing desk. So that's recommendation of the day. Switch to that immediately. Just the act of you having it is going to make you stand more if you're working at a desk all day or you're working from home. And I continue to be amazed both through just people's personal accounts and the data of like actual studies of how much being on your feet and getting steps throughout the day matters when it comes to being healthy and fit and your ability to lose weight and disperse glucose, sort of a insulin glucose cheat hack there. Anyway, none of this 7 minutes into the podcast is the topic of today's show. I just wanted to mention that we're trying, right? We're the new desk. It won't be set up today. I don't know when I'm going to set that up. I have a ton of things to set up right now, including in the garage gym. We're going to get to the fitness topic here in a moment, which is probably the title of this episode. And the title of that episode is Functional Fitness for Lifetime Health. We'll get there in a second. It does have to do with moving, though, which is sort of why I'm prefacing this. We have a pull-up bar to hang up in the garage. We have a squat rack, squat stand getting to the house today that we need to put together. We will soon have, I think on Friday, a ceiling mount for rings / Ken Diesel swing in the garage that we'll have to put up on the ceiling. The new desk, which we'll have to put up in here. We'll have to tear down the current setup off of the card table that I'm currently on and reset it up onto the standing desk. What else? I think that's all the big stuff right now. We bought a new grill yesterday, a new grill for the new house. So I have that to put together currently sitting in the back of the car. A lot of things that we have built or need put up or need hung. So it's all coming together. Are we broke? Yes. No money left? Yes. Is everything in life set up for us to now make more money? Sure. We'll take it with that approach. Anyway, let's get to today's topic, which is relatable to what we just talked about. There's a lot of moving pieces that go into putting a grill together, pulling that to the back of the house, putting up a pull-up bar, getting up on a step ladder, loading that grill into the car at Home Depot, getting the boards, the stringer boards that the pull-up bar will be drilled into, off the shelf into the cart, putting a squat rack together, moving in general 2 weeks ago when we did all of this, couches, dressers, beds, up and down stairs. Common theme here, functional fitness. Now, everybody knows moving sucks ass, and there's a reason for that. And that reason is you have to take all of your stuff, all of it, and physically pick it up, carry it into whatever you're moving it in, put it down, slide it around, awkward positions, squat down, grab it. Nothing ever has something good to hold on to. Um, you get it to the new place, take it off the truck, out of the van, whatever it may be, backpedal, somebody's on the other side, avoid a bush, up a step, around a corner, get it through a doorway. And you have to do that with every single thing you own, all of it. And the density of that work is highlighted by how tired you are, how heavy things are, muscle fatigue, you're sweating. Happened to be the middle of the summer. Now we also got a beautiful day. Like we got a cloudy 76-degree day when we moved, so we absolutely lucked out. Thank God if he's real. Uh and we got it done pretty fast. We got a lot, we realistically moved in a day or a little less if you put all the time together, and that includes every single thing we have. And we basically have enough stuff to outfit a full, I don't know, 2,500 square foot house with storage, with a bunch of gym equipment that isn't that most people don't have. Mats, weights, barbells, makeshift Home Depot squat stands, an Echo bike, a Peloton bike, all these weird things. Didn't do it myself. Shout out to Zach and Austin, my two brothers, for coming over and helping me. Um, but us three and my wife essentially moved every single item we have into two trucks across town, back and forth over the course of a day. And people hate moving. And I'm not going to say it was easy by any means, but I have a feeling that the shape that I'm in, both strength wise, I mean, this gets deep into sort of all elements and aspects of fitness: balance, grip strength, um, hand eye coordination, um, muscle fatigue, just all any aspect of fitness that you can think of. Um, moving really highlights that. It sucks way worse for people who are out of shape, overweight, not very strong, don't have good lung fitness. I couldn't help but think time and time again during the hours that we were moving, this sucks for me, but how bad would it suck for someone who doesn't lift weights, doesn't do any cardio, has trouble going up and down the stairs once or twice with nothing in their hands, let alone over the course of 2 days, I did 160 flights of stairs. That gets really bad. Now, sure, you could take the easy way out, right? Just hire movers. Just hire it away. And yeah, that's great. You can do that. But the point here is you're not always going to be able to bail yourself out from being out of shape by just paying somebody to do something. On a big move, sure, you might hire the two guys in a truck or whatever. But some random day you wake up and you need to move something across the house that's heavy, or something breaks, or it's time to get a new dresser or something, and it's basically on you. You have to pick something up and load it onto a rack in the garage, storage rack. It's Christmas. You got to get the tree. You got to pull it inside the house. I don't know, you got a kiddo. I've built about 40 different things for the kiddo. Put those together, taking them downstairs. Functional fitness for a lifetime. And I'm in a weird transitional period where I still very much so, primarily, it is my number one objective when I go into the gym in about 3 hours here and do my workout for the day. My primary objective and goal and intent is competitive. But there will be a day where that shifts. I think, I don't know for sure. And I think that's the biggest thing I can admit. My head is looking extra shiny, by the way. Just shaved it this morning. And in this office light, it is shiny as a cue ball. Um, I don't know for sure, which is a great answer as you get older and you can drop the ego. I don't know for sure that I will always be competitive with my fitness. There may come a time and day. Well, there will certainly come a time and day for at least a small part of my life. I hope it's a very, very long time from now, and it's a very short period of time once we get there. That any sort of fitness, exercise, physical activity that I do is only 100% intentional towards my longevity on this earth. However, that doesn't mean that everything I do right now is 100% for competitive reasons and none of it is functional. But, by proxy, a lot of competitive stuff is functional. The base of CrossFit in itself is functional move Jesus, functional movements done at high intensity across broad time and modal domains. In layman's terms, movements that help you be prepared for life, done at high intensity meaning high heart rate, heavy loading, heavy breathing, long durations across broad time, meaning it could be a single second of a 1 rep max, or it could be a triathlon for 2 hours, and modal domains, meaning it could be using your legs, it could be using your frontal plane, your sagittal plane, it could be using your arms, your shoulders, your core. That is the definition of CrossFit at its base. And it's essentially how we live life. You squat down into a chair, you bend down to pick something up from underneath the couch, you have to pick up a box in the garage, you deadlift it. God forbid you I don't know how much pulling strength necessarily we need in real life, but there is some instances. Worst case scenario, you're hiking and you like fall off a cliff and you have to do a muscle up on a rock or something. I don't know. Uh there will come a time where it is only functional. Right now, I'm still primarily focused and my mindset is always competitive and trying to be extra, we'll call it. But as I get older, and it used to be I wouldn't even think about this. I'm going to be a competitive athlete forever, right? You're invincible when you're 20. Now I'm almost 30 and I'm starting to think a little bit more about, some days I woke up this morning and this is true story. Woke up this morning, I didn't even hit the ground yet and I could feel my calf grabbing on me. It's just a random day. I didn't do anything. Felt good yesterday in the workout, felt good the day before. Calf wanted to grab on me. There's just days as you get a little bit older where things start to knick knack there, here and there. So there's going to come a time where the minimal effective dose is going to be very important. What do I need to do? And of course, I love training, and people who like exercise and enjoy physical activity can do a little extra for their mental or for to keep them sane. But what's the minimal effective dose, and what are the correct movements? Because when you stray away from competitive, you kind of put the ego away. A lot of training becomes sort of um, abstract. There's just a lot of movements that you're doing that aren't you're going to do your squat, deadlift, bench, but you might not be doing hang cleans or snatches or some of these other stuff. You might be doing some weird off balance movements, single leg stuff. You are simply trying to train to be prepared for life so that you can help your family member move, or you can help yourself move, or you can get that grill in the back of the car when you go to Home Depot and you're by yourself. You can go on the hike with your kids someday when they go off and they're traveling and they want to be able to do physical activities with their parents on travel vacations. As it gets older, you get to the extended part of that. You're in your 50s, your 60s, and you're lucky enough to have grandkids. You can pick them up out of a crib. Your kids can rely on you to watch your grandkids for a weekend or a whole week. Pick them up out of a crib, go play with them on the sidewalk, go for long walks with them. Put them in the pool, take them out of the pool. Hell, jump on a trampoline. Throw them up in the air. As you get even older than that, maybe grandkids or great grandkids, you're 80. If you're lucky to live that long, hopefully we all are. Just the ability to get up out of bed in the morning, get up off the floor and down onto the floor with eccentric lowering to be able to play with your grandkids or kids or great grandkids. Go to the bathroom on your all these things. Functional fitness for a lifetime. I'm like 5% into that mindset shift now, which is good for me because it helps, if you're 100% competitive all the time, that can get cloudy. You're not really doing anything for your health. Extreme fitness at the elite level of CrossFit, you have tipped the teeter totter into past what would they call that? Like the U curve, the bell curve of elite health. You've gone past health now. Probably a little dangerous. Don't need it too much. We're gonna get there eventually. We're not there yet. Not even close. But it was what was on my mind. Functional fitness for a lifetime. That is some of the most important stuff you can do in the gym or when you are training. That's all I got to say today. Hopefully, I would imagine by this time next week, by the time the next Snap podcast comes out, the sound panels will be up. I don't know for sure though. Right now I'm full summer mode, just living life, trying to enjoy time with the wife and kid, and there's just not a lot of time where I'm just like, I'm gonna leave you guys alone and go do something I need to do. So we'll see. We might keep reverbing for a couple weeks until I get around to it. Thank you guys for joining the Snap Podcast. As always, your excuses are not valid. Go be a savage. Go figure it out. Get it done today. Have a day.